Hi and welcome back to another video. So today you are joining me back in the kitchen and we are looking at the Hoover Jovis handheld wet and dry cleaner. Now this is a 0.2 litre storage capacity. It's got a 13 minutes worth of charge battery and it takes 16 hours to charge. So let's take you through some of the features and see how it performs. So you're joining me back on the floor again, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the Hoover Wet and Dry Jovis through its paces. I've got some oats here to test the dry performance, and I've got some orange juice to test the wet performance of what it can do. So as I say, it can store 0.2 litres worth of dust in the capacity bin. So again, it's going to give you enough for that cycle of hoovering that you're wanting to achieve. And again, with it being such a small machine, I don't think you're going to want to be cleaning up too many pieces and too much dirt. The idea of this is to be convenient and really quick to pick up all them little pieces of dirt. So whether it be some toast crumbs or whether it be a small amount of juice that you've spilled. So I think that's the main thing that you've got to sort of concentrate on. This fits in between your sort of mop, your dustpan and brush, but also as well your general hoover that you may have. So with 13 minutes worth of charge in the unit, it's absolutely brilliant the fact that you can get up and down the stairs, or you may be able to get around all the little toast crumbs that you've got under the table, or around that juice that you may have spilled. So there's plenty of charge time in it. The only problem that comes from it is that it takes 16 hours to charge, which is quite a long time in my opinion. I'm quite surprised how long it actually took to charge. It was nice to get pretty much a full charge out of it the moment I got it out of the box the first time, but by the time I'd actually used it, it did take a while. So that would probably be my only issue with that side of things. But I think let's take a look and see how it works. I think that's the main thing. So let's pop down some oats. So let's get some oats down on the floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some on the rug and we're going to put some on the hard surface as well. So a nice little cup's worth there, so nothing too strenuous for it, but I think it's going to give it enough to actually show the performance. So all I'm doing is I'm just holding it ever so slightly off. There's a tiny little wheel on the bottom here, and that gives you the ability to roll that along the surface that you're working on. So as I go along, it seems to be nicely picking up. I think if you don't use the wheel, it does stick to it a little bit too much. Okay, so as you can see there, it has picked up everything that there was. It's just taken a little bit of time, probably about a minute's worth of time to pick all of that up, and it's popped it all into the bin. Seems to have collected everything that's needed. So let's take a look at how it's done in the bin. So all we need to do to open it up is just pop this little lever here. We pop that up and the bottom pops out. And then what we've got is we've got it all stored into this one little area here. So if I pop that out, what we've got is we've got our little bin, and again, as we can see here, some of the actual debris is already falling out. Now, that's ever so slightly annoying, because again, I'm going to need to hoover up that little bit from there. Now, what I would have expected is all that to have collected into that bin. But what's happened is that it's collected quite a lot of it in between the filter and the actual area there. So I would have expected it to have all been in there rather than all between the actual filter base there. That's a real shame. So let's tidy up this last little bit and then we'll go through a little bit more detail. Okay, so let's take a look at the Crevice Tool on board. Again, these tools are stored on the actual unit itself, so the crevice tool on the front and the squeegee on the back for the wet pieces. And all we do is we take that and pop it into the front, very simple to do. And again, all we need to do is have something of debris to pick up, so let's pop a couple of little oats on the floor here. Okay, so all we need to do, power it on to see how it works. Well, that is definitely better. With the crevice tool on it, it is so much easier to pick up things. So that's definitely impressed me straight away. But let's see how they actually performed when it came to picking up the rest within the bin. Has it done exactly the same? I think it probably has. And it has, unfortunately, it's just got clogged there. But apart from that, that was really good. I mean, I was able to pick up all the things that I wanted to pick up, and it was really quick to do. So, I think the next thing to do is take a look at the wet capability of the unit. So, let's spill some orange juice. So, the time has come to test the wet part of this wet and dry handheld cleaner. So, I've got some orange juice here, and I'm going to be accidental. So, let's pop some on the counter. So, let's not worry too much about that. Let's hope that this picks it up. And again, we've just got a little bit here. What we need to do is just pop off the squeegee, and we just need to pop that into the actual part here. Now again, this is the same part of where you can put the crevice tool. Just got to get it in the right way around. And all we do is pop it in there and turn the machine on. Now again, it's got a little lip just there, and what you have to do is pull towards the actual spillage. So let's give that a go. Well, I have to say, it's picked up virtually everything. It's ever so slightly wet, there's just a tiny little bit left, but realistically, most of that has gone. Now, I'm rather impressed by that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a little bit more to make sure it's not just a fluke. Oops, that's quite a lot there, so let's give it a go. So we've got probably that much there. So it works. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of the liquid up in there, that's quite impressive. And on here, there's hardly anything. To be honest, out of the wet and dry performance, the wet performance on this is astonishing. I wouldn't have expected it for such a small handheld unit, but I'm very, very impressed. Okay, so in summary, what do I think to the Hoover Jovis wet and dry handheld cleaner? Well, I think it picks up absolutely fine. I think it takes the dirt and the debris off your carpets and out of the little crevices, but also as well, the wet side of things, it works quite nicely. I was quite impressed by that, especially given the fact that it's such a small unit and it's only 12 volts. So I think that's a really good part to this. However, I do think there are some little niggles with this. So number one, my issue with the battery is that it does take 16 hours to charge. It's great that it's got 13 minutes of charge time, and that's brilliant, that gives you enough time to do what you need to do. However, 16 hours is quite a lengthy amount of time, so you're pretty much having to plug it in the moment you've finished and leave it permanently plugged in. Now, the only thing with that is that what would have been nice is to have had a holder to be able to mount this into, rather than I'm going to have to manually plug in the cable onto the back and leave that somewhere either on the floor or in a cupboard somewhere. So number two, and my only other problem that comes with this unit, is in regards to the actual bin that it's got, so where it collects all the dirt and debris. Now as it comes through that system near the filtration unit, but as it's pulling that stuff through into the actual storage bin, it gets clogged up and it catches quite a lot of it around that filter. So again, it's going to degrade the actual way that it picks up if it's not emptied regularly. Now, it's not a major issue, but it's a problem for me when I come to empty it, because what I want to be able to do is just open up the unit and actually just empty it straight away. I don't want to have to mess about with all of the filter and everything and have two-stage emptying process, because what I've also as well found that sometimes it actually leaves it around the top part of the bin. So again, as you take this out, some of that debris does fall out. Now, that's the little niggle from my point of view. The actual unit does work very well, and I would continue to use it, but I just think it's something to be aware of. So as I say, the wet performance on this is very good, the dry performance is very good, it's just these little tiny niggles. So would I recommend it? I think I would recommend it with some reservations, and the reservations being in regards to the actual emptying of the box. Now, that's probably one of my only major concerns. Again, you're probably going to have this plugged in 24/7 anyway, apart from the time that you're using it, so it shouldn't be a major issue. I mean, pop this on a shelf, plug it in, leave it there. It's just the problem for me around the actually emptying of that and the dust falling around. So if you've enjoyed the video or found it helpful, leave a like. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. And if you would like to stay tuned for more videos, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.